I am glad to tell you. My name is Elizabeth Shaw. My friends call me Betty. 4 years ago, I arrived in Medford, Massachusetts to stay with my father in Lakewood, California. Can you imagine? So, when I turned 18, I did just that. I took the first bus to California and showed up on his doorstep with one small suitcase and the clothing on my... I hitchhiked to Santa Barbara and I got into a little trouble. Then stayed at Camp Cook near Lompoc for a while. I was voted Miss Cutie. The soldiers loved me. The wives not so much. Then I spent time in Hollywood and Long Beach. I hit all the hot spots on Hollywood Boulevard. Musso and Frank's, Bordner's, the Frolic Room. I lived at the Altanito for a while, but couldn't deal with those roomies. They were too much. I then met the owner of the Florentine Gardens. Mr. Hanson offered me a place to stay at his mansion. A lot of the girls lived there, but he was just too much Mr. Mr. Hanson, for my liking. Too grabby. So, I hightailed it out of there and took off to San Diego. I met a soldier there. He was so nice. He was nice to me, took me to dinner, bought me some cocktails. I love whiskey, with a little ice. Now I'm here, but I'm not staying here. I'm just waiting for my ride. He's supposed to pick me up at this bar and drop me at the Biltmore Hotel. I told him I'm meeting my sister in the lobby, but that's just an excuse. I'm actually meeting a doctor. He's a very successful surgeon. He knows a lot of successful people. Actors like Charlie Chaplin and the famous artist Man Ray. Maybe he'll introduce me and I can model for him. That would be divine. Dr. Hodel lives in a house designed by a famous architect. He can afford things like that. He says his place is in Los Feliz Hills off of Franklin. I'm so excited. But this could be the break I need. I can't chat anymore. I've got to go outside and wait. Bye, doll.
October 22nd, 1954. Helen Gurnee, age 50-something. She stepped from her 7th floor window and crashed to her death atop the hotel's marquee. She had registered as Margaret Brown a week prior. February 11th, 1962. Julia Moore climbed out of her 8th floor room window and landed in the 2nd floor interior light well. She left no note, just a bus ticket from St. Louis, 59 cents in change, and an Illinois bank booklet showing a balance of $1,800.
Honey? No, listen, I know we can work it out.
What do you mean you're not coming back here?
Liz, don't leave me here. Listen, I'm sure we can work this out. Don't you want me anymore? Honey, baby, please. Honey, don't leave me like this here. Don't leave me this way. Listen. You know nobody can love you like I do. Like I do, like I have. You know nobody can. I would do anything for you. What? You what? You did what? You what? Who? Why, you low down, you dirty dog! Why, you low down, you dirty dog! Why, you're nothing. You're nothing but a rat. After everything I've done for you, after everything I've given you, everything I've done, I've given you a piece of me. My soul, my heart, a piece of me, my soul, my heart, I've given you a piece of me. Honey, darling, honey. Please! Baby? Please! Baby?
October 12th, 1962. Pauline OTTON, age 27. She had been arguing on the phone with her estranged husband, Dewey. In despair, in her room on the 9th floor, she decided that she had had enough and jumped from the window. Pauline landed on top of pedestrian George Gianni, age 65. Both were instantly killed. Since no one saw Pauline jump, police initially thought they had a double suicide on their hands. But on closer examination, they realized just what had happened. June 4th, 1964. Pigeon Goldie Osgood, a retired telephone operator, would feed the birds every morning at Pershing Square. Pigeon was found dead in her room. She had been stabbed, strangled, and raped, and her room ramshackled. Near her body was found the Dodger cap she always wore and a paper sack full of bird seed. Soon after, Jacques B. Allinger, age 29, was seen walking through Pershing Square in blood-stained clothing. He was arrested but never cleared of the crime, for which there has never been an arrest. During 1984 through 1985, Richard Ramirez, an American serial killer, rapist, and burglar, was a resident of Cecil. The Satanist crimes terrorized Los Angeles before he was finally captured and convicted of 14 murders. He lived on the Cecil's top floor in a $14 a night room as he slaughtered his 14 victims. The Night Stalker, as he became to be known, was dumping his bloody clothes in the alley dumpster at the end of his killing sprees in the evenings, then going in the back entrance. Ramirez was sentenced to death in a gas chamber in 1989. On receiving his sentence, he showed no remorse, stating, "Big deal, death always went with the territory. See you in Disneyland."
Hail fate.
Jacques Unterweger, an Austrian serial killer, murdered prostitutes in several countries. For this, he spent 10 years in prison. He was then released in 1990 as an example of rehabilitation. Jacques became a journalist and a minor celebrity, but within months started killing again. Traveling to Los Angeles, Jacques stayed at the Cecil in 1991 for 5 weeks. Jacques chose the Cecil because he had read that Richard Ramirez had stayed there. During this time, he murdered 3 prostitutes who would enter his room from the fire escape for a measly $30. Also during this time, Jacques was writing with the police as a journalist, supposedly writing about crime. Paying homage to his idol, Richard Ramirez, he beat, sexually assaulted, and then strangled the women with their own bra straps. What is your name?
Jack.
What's your full name?
Jack Johann Unterweger.
How old are you?
40.
Where do you live?
I'm from Vienna, but I've been living in Prague.
What brings you to LA?
Writing an article for an Austrian magazine.
Where are you staying?
The Cecil.
Why did you choose that place?
Richard Ramirez, baby.
What does that mean?
Look it up.
Okay, what are you doing in LA?
I just told you.
Tell me again.
I'm writing about crime for an Austrian magazine.
Why does that subject interest you?
Why not?
We know you have a record,
Yeah.
and we know you've served time.
Okay.
So why are you in LA?
I just told you.
Tell me again.
I'm writing for an Austrian magazine.
Now, why would a man who committed murders of prostitutes in Venice and already served time for it write a book about it in Los Angeles?
This makes me an expert on the subject, doesn't it?
Look, don't fuck with me.
Okay.
Are you on parole?
You know that I'm not. I've served a 15-year sentence. I'm the most famous example of prison reform in Vienna.
There's been a string of unsolved murders in Vienna in the last few years.
Okay.
And now there's 3 unsolved murders of prostitutes here in LA.
Okay.
When did you get to LA?
5 weeks ago.
All these murders have happened in the last 5 weeks.
You don't say.
They were strangled and dumped in remote areas, strangled with their braziers, and raped with tree branches. Why are you riding around with the police here in LA?
I got permission. I asked because of research for the article.
Well, why would they do that?
You asked them. They're your police department.
Have you been spending time with prostitutes?
Look at me. Why would I need a prostitute? I could have any girl I want. Why would I kill a prostitute? What good would it do? I could have any woman. I've been with 150 women in the last year and a half. I have no problem attracting women.
I see.
Yeah.
Did you kill these prostitutes?
You have absolutely no proof and you cannot ask me that
It's
question.
just a matter of time.
Am I under arrest?
You know you did this.
Am I free to go?
You might as well confess. You did this, didn't you? Didn't you? Answer.
You have no proof. Been living like a pig and you've got nothing on me. Am I free to go?
Get the fuck out of here. January 26, 2013. University of British Columbia student Elisa Lam checks into the hotel. She was never seen alive again after January 31st. The disappearance of Elisa Lam is one of the most mysterious unsolved cases of Los Angeles in the 21st century. What is your name? This may be your
Elisa
story.
Lam.
Where do you live?
I am Chinese, but born and raised in Vancouver.
What did you do in Vancouver?
My parents owned a restaurant in Burnaby while I went to UBC, and I was in my last semester, but I decided that I needed to drop out for a bit and take a break.
Why did you come to LA?
I had wanted to go on a West Coast tour. I started in San Diego, then Los Angeles, and I have plans to travel up to Santa Cruz, then San Francisco. I hope to visit San Luis Obispo too. I was going to catch the Greyhound January 31st.
What did you do in San Diego?
Oh, I was looking around, taking long walks. I went to the zoo. I also read a lot. I read this book by Koji Suzuki, Dark Water. He also wrote The Ring. Have you ever read it?
Did you like this book?
Yeah, it was scary. They also made 2 films based on it, a Japanese version and an American version. The American version starred Jennifer Connelly. The Japanese version is way better though. Have you ever seen the movie?
How did you get to downtown LA?
Greyhound.
Why did you choose the Hotel Cecil?
Well, it was close to the Greyhound bus station. It was cheap. Seemed like a nice place.
Was it?
At first, yes. Well, it was cheap, but I didn't like the vibe.
What was wrong with it?
It was so heavy. Kinda intense. You know what I mean? I felt out of my body.
What did you do while you were here in LA?
I hung out at the hotel, went for walks. I went to this really cool bookshop called The Last Bookstore. Have you been there? It used to be a bank. I like the ghost mystery sections. Do you believe in ghosts?
Then what did you do?
I went back to the hotel. I didn't feel good. I was going back to my room, and I couldn't get the elevator to work. The door was stuck or something. Someone kept bothering me.
Who?
I don't know.
What did they want?
I don't know.
Then what happened?
They wanted to show me something. I don't know. I went up to the roof.
How did you get up there?
Fire escape. I was on the rooftop. It was so pretty. Have you been up there?
Then what did you do?
I saw the water towers. They were so big. I wanted to climb up to one.
Why?
Well, in the book, that's what happened.
So, you were influenced by the book.
No. I don't know. I like the movie better. The Japanese version, although Jennifer Connelly in the American version is pretty. Do you think she's pretty?
Then what did you do?
I found a ladder next to the doorway. I guess a maintenance man must have left it there. It was really old and heavy.
And what did you do?
I placed it on the side of the water tower and climbed up. I opened the lid. I took off my clothing. I didn't want to get them wet. I jumped in. It was so relaxing. The dark water of Cecil felt so good.
How did you get out?
I don't know. Maybe someone helped me. Did you help me?